Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Perry the Pothead Picker on Instagram. If you're liking the podcast, give it a follow, like, share, tell your friends, all that good stuff. So I'm a little pissed. I did this podcast already. Fucking done. Front to back in 2 sittings because, I'll probably end up having to do this one in 2 sittings. But, yeah, I did like 45 minutes of a podcast, and then I unplugged my Zoom recorder. And that's the only thing I can think that happened because it was paused. So I think it saves when it stops, and I don't think it had a chance to save. So it was just like empty tracks when I went to go edit the podcast. But it was probably good because I had the, like, in the background that you could hear my daughter's friggin', what's it called? Music on her little, I guess it's a monitor. I don't know what it's called. It's not really a monitor. It's just like a sound machine, I guess. Sound machine. There it is. Sorry. Just trying to scramble to get this together. So, yeah, anyways, I wasn't planning on doing a podcast today, but I got to redo the podcast, but professional, So I wanted to get it done sooner rather than later because I had a lot to talk about. It was actually a good episode. Again, breaking it up, though, the last 15 minutes, not great. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself. But anyway, it's another week. I was actually before I started recording, there was a storage unit that I was following, and I bid on it. It was at 140. So I just bid 150. I was like, I'll do it for 150. I was automatically outbid, and I was like, I could have kept going. Like, my budget on it was like 200, but it just looked like a lot more work than I wanted to. There was like a big gamble. There was a few, like, there was like G.I. Joe, big ship. Like, it was all stuff I'd have to sell locally. And that ship, like, working only goes for like $70. And so the chances of it working in the condition that the stuff in that unit looked like, probably not so great. Plus, there was like a lot of toy trucks, and I don't really like that type of shit. Sorry, that was gross. But who knows what was buried underneath that stuff. There could have been some good shit. This should be the first episode with a video, by the way. So hopefully this works and I don't fuck it up again. But we'll see. I think I have enough room on the SD card, but who knows? I didn't even check it. I forgot to check it before. Checked it yesterday, and I can't remember. I think it was like 2 hours. So I think I should be good. But yeah, so bid on the storage unit, didn't win. Yeah, I think it ended up selling for 150. So I could have kept bidding, probably like in $10 increments, but I didn't want to accidentally win and then have this fucking unit of fucking bullshit. And then I went to a storage unit auction like 2 days ago on Monday, and man, these motherfuckers, dude. Some of these fucking guys. So there was a couple guys that, like, I recognized, and one I actually was like, he looked familiar, and I was like, fuck, where do I know this guy from? And I bought something from him, I think. I'm pretty sure. The other guy, I know him. He was like a guy I first met when I first started doing reselling out here. And he, like, I went into, he had like a flea market thing. I don't know what it was. It was just him and like this like Elks Club or some shit. And he had like super high prices, but of course I didn't know what I was doing then. So like I paid up on stuff just because I was trying to like establish relationships. And I think he kind of knew, and kind of took advantage of me. But he was like asking me to help him with like a flea market thing. And like, I'm like, no, not after you friggin' tried to fleece me. But anyway, so he was there, and like There ended up only being one unit, which kind of sucked. There's usually multiple units, and so there was only one. And I looked at it, and it looked like another homeless person. Like, it looked like the storage unit of somebody homeless. You know what I mean? There's like change on the floor, trash, like, not like bags of trash, but like, like somebody had been eating in there. And so I was like, I would do like $10-$20 on it. I'm here. It's right up the road. And so he started the bidding at 100. And if you've never been to a storage unit auction, they start at like 100, or whatever. And then if nobody bids, then he drops it down to like whatever. He just starts dropping it. So like, theoretically, those guys could have started less, but like, I don't know, he just jumped right out at 125. And I don't know why. I mean, I didn't see anything. Maybe he saw something, but it just looked like mostly bullshit. But I think those dudes were like storage junkies, you know what I mean? Or like dudes that just can't help themselves. Like, well, were both having a conversation before the storage unit auction about how like one dude was like, I have 2 units here that I need to get rid of because I have too much shit and I need to downsize. And so he was talking about that like immediately before he started bidding up on this fucking storage locker filled with junk. And so, sorry, I'm on the baby monitor here and I went a little too far with my little cameras here. Trying to stalk my kid. I think she knows that she like looks at the camera and shit. And these cameras kind of suck. We wanted ones that didn't have Wi-Fi because I heard that like people can fucking fuck with your kids on there. I don't know if it's true or not, but whatever. So yeah, so these dudes start the bidding. It goes up to like what starts at like 125, and they keep going. And they bid it up to like $250, and the dude bought it for $250. I was like, damn, that's fucking kind of silly. You know what I mean? So, sorry, I just got like an idea. I know I've seen some people do it, but like, going to storage unit auctions and just like buying stuff from the people right there. You know what I mean? Like just going with the intention of buying stuff from people who are buying the units. You know what I mean? Like, because they're going to try to get rid of it as best as possible. If you're just there, you're like, hey, I'll help you out for a little bit. No, you don't have to help them out. Just be like, hey, if you find anything, whatever. But anyway. So yeah, $250. And then we went to breakfast at this diner that was like 5 minutes away. My mom had come and she stayed in the car and watched the kids because it's like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? That I've gone to those auctions before and they're always very quick. And so I knew it would be over pretty soon. And so they waited. We went to this restaurant and man, this restaurant fucking sucked. There's a restaurant near my house that we usually go to that like, it's not like the best restaurant ever, but there's certain things that you can get and you're like, oh, this is like the best of this thing. Like they have a eggs Benedict, but with corned beef hash instead of the ham. Is that right? Yeah, instead of ham or Canadian bacon or whatever the fuck it's called. And it's really good. So, but I always get the same thing when I go there. I get that. And so it was like, do I want to go there and get the same shit? Or do we want to try something, see if we have a new spot? And man, it fucking sucked. I got a breakfast wrap and they only grilled it on like one half. So like half of it was soft. The other half was grilled on the wrap. I was like, why wouldn't you just grill the whole thing? Like it made no sense. And then they had the syrup that I don't know if it's like normal that everybody gets, but like just like the regular syrup that they have in most restaurants. it's like really nasty. I can't eat that syrup. So I brought most of the pancake home and just used my own syrup. But it's like, I think it's got like high fructose corn syrup in it and shit. It's really not good. And hold on, I'm trying to find my kid on this friggin' monitor. She always disappears. She like knows where I can and can't see her. So I don't know. I don't hear her. Oh, nope, there she is. Sorry, I have eyes on her. But what was I talking about? Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So this restaurant. So, yeah, that syrup fucking sucks. If you have a restaurant, dude, invest in, like, real maple syrup. There's nothing better than real maple syrup. So much better than the other shit. And it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup. It's just fucking gross. I never knew what that was until my wife's a nurse. And, like, that's, like, the one, like, I've tried to get her to cut on carbs before. I was like, yeah, let's cut carbs. And she's like, wasn't about it when she was pregnant. That's, the worst time to try to cut carbs. And, but she wasn't about it, but, like, high fructose corn syrup, she was, like, on top of. She, like, didn't like it. And I don't know what the point of that story was. But now when I try it, I'm like, this shit is gross. High fructose corn syrup is gross. So, but like Pop-Tarts has it, and that shit's bomb. There's certain shit I will eat. I'm like, I just gotta, like, because if you have the fake Pop-Tarts are never good. They always taste like shit. It tastes like they're missing something. So I don't know why they can't just duplicate the flavor without high fructose corn syrup. There's got to be a way. I bet the original Pop-Tarts didn't have high fructose corn syrup. Huh. Anyway, so this past weekend, let me see. What did I do reselling wise? So Saturday, I went to an estate sale. No, it wasn't. I keep saying estate sale. It was like an indoor yard sale, moving sale, I guess. And so the address looked familiar. And when I went to go to see the sale, I like had remembered I remembered this house. I was like, when I put the address in, I was like, have I been here before? And usually it tells me, like, it'll tell me on my maps, like, that I've been there. But it didn't say anything. So I went there, and I recognized the house. They had a sale the end of last summer. So I was like, I was debating not even staying, but, like, I'm already there. It was like 15 minutes till. And they had a long driveway, so I walked up, and I was there like 8 minutes from when they were opening up. And so, like, I wasn't sure if the sale was there, so I, like, knocked on the door, and I just said, I said, I just want to make sure I'm in the right place, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, just give me a couple minutes. I'm like, that's fine. So they let me in, and as soon as I walked in, there was a pair of Chuck Taylors, but, like old Chuck Taylors, made in USA, high tops. They were like teal and yellow. So those are pretty sick. I cleaned them up, and I should get them on eBay. They got a few like issues and stuff. A little bit of like color bleed, like the yellow is bleeding through a little bit, but it's mostly like on the tongue, which you can't see when it's laced up. So, and then that was about all I got there. They didn't have much else. So I gave her my card because she said that like the shoes were worn by Joe Perry from Aerosmith, which is like, doesn't help me out at all, because as long as it's not signed or anything, you know what I mean? It's like, there's no, unless there's like a picture of him with a letter or something. Like there's nothing to be like, yeah, this is what this guy was wearing, you know? So it doesn't really, people love to give you these weird stories with when they sell shit at a yard sale. I could care less. When I have a yard sale, I'm like, just take it, as much of it as you can, and give me as much money as you can. But I sell shit cheap, so it just goes. And I need to do a yard sale soon. So that's like, it's part of why I was going to get this unit, but I'm like, man, there was so much trash. I'd have to spend so much time just at the unit, like cleaning it out. And it's like a half hour away. So I'll pass, but I do want to pay up on a unit soon. I'm like itching to spend a little money on a unit. I'm always so cheap with them. And I've found decent ones for like, you know what I mean? I'm talking like a cheap, like 200. But yeah. So anyway, it's almost yard sale season. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking of like, I think I usually do a sale in March. And then like all the resellers come to it in the area. So it's nice because I can kind of see who's still doing what, you know, who's early, who buys what, who's polite, who's not, who is competition, who's not. Yeah, it's usually fun. The first day I did it, oh shit, what's happening? Something happening right now. Just got a bunch of like static. Anyway, the first day I did it, I decided to take like a little bit of mushrooms. I was like, oh, I'll be good if I take just like a little bit of mushrooms. And we were drinking. So yeah, and like I did it later on, like once like the heavy negotiating was done, but it did get kind of difficult to like figure, you know what I mean? I was just kind of like giving stuff away at that point. So I was just like having trouble focusing on what I was doing. So after that I was like, I gotta, so now I treat it like, you know, it's a serious thing. I get my signs out, get them out like around I have my little loop that I do. And then, yeah, I don't see any sales for this weekend popping up. I was going to do mine this weekend, but I'm like, I don't know if I have time. I still haven't done my taxes. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. So yeah, there's that. So then after that sale, I didn't do anything else. But then I posted on like local. Oh no, why is my kid up already? What time is it? I guess that's just about an hour. Fuck me. Only got like 18 minutes left. All right, anyway, I'll tell this story real quick and then I'll pause it because I don't have this story written down. So I posted on Nextdoor, which is like that neighborhood app or whatever. Oh no, this was on Facebook. So I did like because they have those chats that they like just enroll you in. So like I've seen people try to sell shit on there before. So I went on there looking for stuff to buy. And so this chick hits me up and she's like, you can tell she's kind of ghetto because her profile picture is like her in a bikini, but she was pretty old. I mean, not like super old, but just like, you know, and more power to you. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But you just kind of know what you're dealing with at this point. And so she tells me she has this stuff and she's, you know, thinking about selling it. She's got to dig it out, blah, blah, blah. And she sends me all these pictures of like a bunch of clean video games. Mostly, it was all Sega Genesis, but like good ones, shit I was like interested in. And so then she like sends me a bunch more pictures of like vintage toys. And so I'm like, hey, like I'd be interested in buying that, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, we're going to sell it on our own. I'm like, then why the fuck did you reach out to me? Like, are you just showing me this to like ruin my fucking day? So I was pretty annoyed by that. So fucking annoying. Every time I do that, like on Facebook, people like reach out and they just like want me to evaluate how much their shit is worth. I don't know. But yeah, they want me to see how much their shit's worth. It's like, dude, fucking do it yourself. And they're like, well, I can sell it on eBay. I'm like, all right, go ahead. Have fun trying to sell it on eBay if you have never sold on eBay. Especially video games. Good gravy. But anyway, all right, my kid's up fucking causing a ruckus. I got 20 minutes down here. I'm going to do another 40 minutes. This one's going to be like broken up because, like I said, I already fucking did it. But yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. I got a couple good stories coming up, so I have them written down so I won't forget. All right, I'm back. Oh shit, that was loud. I'm back. It's been multiple hours later. I got 20 fucking minutes done. So yeah, now I have a guest. What's your name again?
Really?
Just kidding. My wife's gonna hang out for a little bit because I had to get this done. I had 40 minutes to get through. Didn't want to get 2 weeks behind on the podcast, so I had to get it done. So I'm 20 minutes in. I was just talking about this chick. Remember that chick that sent me the pictures of like the video games and the old Power Rangers stuff? And she was like, oh, I've got a bunch of old toys. So she finally got back to me and was like, yeah, I'm going to sell this stuff on my own. I'm like, why the fuck did you send it to me?
All those pictures you were talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she's like,
waste of time.
We're going to send. I mean, it didn't really waste my time. It's just more of a tease than anything. But I was saying that in her like profile picture, she had like, she's wearing like a bikini. And I was just like, I knew right away because like I didn't bring it up just other than the fact that like I just
a nice
knew what I was.
Bikini picture?
No,
or
she's like a little bit too old to be wearing a bikini in a profile picture.
A little strange.
And then she said that when she sent me a message, she said, I found mad stuff. And then she sent me pictures. I was like, I don't think I'm getting mad stuff. I don't think I'm going to actually see this stuff.
That's the lingo she used?
Yeah, and she was hella old. So that's what I was just talking about. I think I actually remembered. I think that's what I was just talking about just fucking 7 hours ago.
Well, you kind of like teased me. I thought you were going to come home with some Dusty Bins. Like Dusty Bins was coming back.
No, it wasn't. There wasn't any bins. It was just Dusty. And there was a ton of shit.
I know.
It was
but you were going to bring back Dusty Bins.
The persona.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I think I've already talked about Dusty Bins on here. I think that was like one of the first episodes. But no, unfortunately, I pussied out at the last minute, thankfully. It would have been a
probably
nightmare.
For the best.
I had 3 days to clean it out, but it was like a half hour away, and it would have been like a shitload of trips. There's a lot of trash right off the bat. Yeah. And it was a gamble on whether there was actual treasure in there. I mean, there was I saw 2 TVs, like retro gaming TVs. But there was just so much shit. I think I saw comic books, but they were like older. Like, not that older ones aren't good, but it was just in condition. All the condition was like suspect. It would have been like, it could have been just a situation where everything was just ruined. Right. And then I could like see that there was probably going to be mouse shit everywhere, rat shit.
Oh, that's the joy of going through Dusty Bins.
Well, Dusty Bins would be better because there would be shit in them and contained. But these weren't even, this was just a pile of shit. Like somebody just walked up to the edge and just threw all their stuff in there, like one thing at a time.
Speaking of comic books, did you end up picking up those comic books? I can't remember.
No, that was actually the next thing I had to talk about. Good job doing a segue.
Hey.
It wasn't the next thing. It was just on the list of shit that I wanted, that I've already talked about and then they have to re-talk about. No, I went and met him, and he was like, I asked him, I was like, oh, did you come up with a price for what you want for these books, blah, 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 blah. Because I don't know what he has, and he's like not giving me any pictures or anything like that. He just said, come take a look. And so, like, from what he showed me, I was like, all right, you know, I would offer like $500-600, maybe more if I could actually see what he had. And so he's like, oh, I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet what I want to do, and this, that, and the other. And he just kept talking to me about comic books and
lured you in.
No, not lured me in, but I had dealt with him like a few years back. He had a yard sale, and I got like a bunch of hip hop cassettes and like anime VHS tapes and like a whole bunch of shit. Like I made a bunch of money quick because I think he charged me like cheap money for everything. And but yeah, he had told me about the comic books at that time and his T-shirts that he sold. But he had told me about the comic books, and he was like, yeah, I got to work on getting them out, blah, 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 blah. And so then I sent him a message and like never heard back from him again about it. So I was like, oh, you know, he sold them. And then I saw that he had like, this was like 2 years ago. And then like a couple weeks ago, he posted that he was doing a moving sale with shit, and he was like getting rid of some shit. And
so what'd you end up getting?
Just like trading cards.
That's right.
Not what, like $10. I paid $10 because I was like, I don't really need these, but I just wasted a bunch of time. So I'll make like at least $50 to $70 on those. But yeah, he was just like, could not figure out. So I'm gonna actually send him a message like tomorrow, because he was trying to move by this weekend, and he's just like so indecisive. Oh, that's right. But that's what he said 2 years ago.
To do something then, if he's desperate to move, maybe.
Well, he said like 2 years ago that he was like was trying to move, but he doesn't live in. He like lives in the house, but he like doesn't. He lives with his girlfriend or some shit, because he was trying to fix the house up while he was living there. So he's like moving out, but he's not like. He's fixing the house up and then selling it. So he's not like... So I don't know what his...
Not that pressed for time then.
Yeah. Probably. But still. He said that like 2 years ago. He's like, I'm moving. I'm trying to get rid of this shit. I don't want to carry it around anymore. So we'll see what he says.
Moving sale makes me remember your little spud that you didn't get.
Oh, the Spuds McKenzie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's because I was impatient. I should have just waited. And I should have just got it. It was $5.
Yeah. You got a bunch of, like, toys from that one, right? Like
yeah, I got a bunch of toys. I got a bunch of cards. I still have the cards. I haven't done anything with them. I got, like, a binder of... They were mostly Dallas Cowboy cards. So I was going to show them to your brother. But
right.
They're just with all the rest of the cards that eventually I'm going to sell. I just have to figure out how... I'm going to probably do them on Whatnot.
I'm sure you've talked about the card binder that you got.
Probably. I don't know. I may have. I don't remember what I talk about. I just start talking for like an hour. I got to get an hour in. And usually I'm like half waiting for the kids to wake up or...
Right.
So I don't really remember what I say. I know I say some questionable shit.
Well, that was one of the like crazy rides I went on with you. What's that? Binder.
Yeah, it was a binder. I think I did talk about it. It was like the guy. I had to have talked about this because of the way that the yard sale was set up.
Yeah,
there was like a U shape, and you had to go like it was like one way. So you started at one end of the U, and then you worked your way around the U, and at the other end,
gave prices.
He would just would like give you a price.
Nothing
so, like,
was marked or tagged or anything.
So if you didn't like the price, you just had to like
leave it.
Yeah, it was so fucking weird. It was like rapid fire.
It was, and that's why I think you got him on that because of he didn't realize what it was really. He kind of flipped through quickly and it was
But
just
I fucked up because
$40.
I didn't sell them. I should have sold them. Like I should have sent them out express to get them graded and then sold them during the pandemic because like now I have to wait. I mean the Kobe's I would sit on anyway.
I was gonna say, when are you gonna sell those Kobe's? Because that was crazy because then Kobe died.
Well,
like,
Kobe
right
had already been dead. He
Really?
had for sure been dead.
I thought you got it before Kobe died. Because Kobe died in the beginning of COVID.
No, he was definitely dead.
And that's when we were like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. But it was Kobe rookies.
It was
there's a bunch
though.
of rookies.
It was that year.
It was like, it's still a bunch of money. Like, if I sold them the way they are right now, it still would make a couple $100. But it was like, if I had sold them all at the height of pandemic, it would have been a lot of money. But I didn't know. I didn't know about express grading, and I don't even know if that would have helped. Because, like, by the time people were getting cards back and shit, it was, like, way too late. You had to have them already graded and ready to go.
Excuse me.
But that's the beauty of this game, is that you get to find shit all the time.
Yeah, and you need to know when to sell it at its peak.
That's true. This is true, but...
Gamble.
What do you mean, gamble?
It's a gamble.
What's a gamble?
When you sell. Like when you don't sell and you could have gotten a lot more money.
I guess.
Or you sell it and then it goes for more money.
I guess.
Isn't that considered gambling?
Not
gambling, but taking a gamble.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
Anyways, you're taking a chance on something.
I'm trying to think of... Oh, yeah, but when I was standing there with the guy talking about the comic books, there was like a lamp. Like, it was just like it looked like a movie prop lamp. And, like, he kept bending over to, like, talk about the comic books and shit. And I just was like, I could just pick up this lamp and fucking smash it over this guy's head and take...
Didn't realize your head was going there.
Comic books.
I was, like, pregnant, dude.
No. This was just the other day, like 3 days ago.
I thought you were talking about... Okay.
No. I'm talking about just, like, 3 days ago. When I went to the guy's house to look at the comic books. Because I was like, I know this isn't going to happen.
That's something you would actually
I wouldn't do it. It was just funny. But it went through my head. I was like, there's a lamp right there. I could just fucking bash this guy over the head. And just take all this shit.
Good thing people are trustworthy.
Yeah. Plus he's like, shows me where it is. And it's like right by a window. I'm like, I could just break in. Come back. But it wasn't me if he gets robbed.
Oh my God.
What?
Anyways.
Oh, I haven't talked about the dead dog yet. That was good. I was going to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that.
Well, it's got to be talked about. It happened. It was part of the my reselling business.
You're so lucky Isla wasn't in the car with you.
Wow. I went to the post office, and yeah, I went there to drop something off, and I had gone to a storage auction, the one with the storage junkies. And so my mom didn't want to, she was waiting in the car with the girls, and she didn't want to wait anymore. So I had to drop her off at home, and my oldest wanted to stay at home with her while I went to the post office. So I went to the post office, and as I was coming back, there was a cop car in front of me with its blues on, and the car in front of me was like stopped, and then they just like went around the cop car slowly. So I was like, okay, I can go by it. So I went by the cop car next, and there was a dead dog, and it was like freshly dead. But I had the video before, because when I recorded this, I had the video, so I did the face, but its face was just like,
stop it.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. But I was glad the cop was there, and yeah, my daughter would have definitely been like looking right out the window. So I did show the 1-year-old. I was like, look, doggy.
Stop it. You did not.
I know, I did.
You did not.
I didn't. Obviously, I didn't do that.
She really likes dogs.
Yeah, that would have ruined it. I don't think
she would not have
She wouldn't
understood.
have known. She would have just been like, oh, there's an excited dog.
I don't even know if our other daughter
There's no
would.
blood, though. I was surprised.
Okay, can we stop talking about this? I
What?
don't like talking about dead dogs.
I mean, maybe he was fine. Maybe he like
maybe
shook himself
he was
up.
frozen in shock.
Ooh.
Stop it.
But
I saw a dead cat once.
yeah, doesn't anybody
about
really
it.
care about cats?
I dissected a cat once.
Ugh. That's fucked up.
And a pig and a shark.
I mean, I've dissected a frog, but...
Well, I had to take further anatomy, so... They give you a cat. Anyways.
Meow.
But I'm a dog person, not a cat person, so that didn't bother me.
Yeah, cats are kind of shitty. I think I talked about cow cats. No, maybe I talked about it on the podcast that I ended up losing. But yeah, I think I figured out, I think I unplugged it, so I don't think it's saved, because I had it paused. And I was like, oh, I'll just unplug it. And I forgot that I took the batteries out because I didn't want it to get corroded. So that's why I think I lost it. But, yeah, no, I think I was talking about, like, how you ruined, like, baked goods at yard sales and stuff for me, because he's like, oh, yeah, people's cats shit, and then they walk through the shit, and they walk on the counter.
Goes through my mind, and I can't do it.
Ugh. It's so gross.
Cat hair.
If anybody actually listened to this podcast,
feet and feces.
Let alone somebody who had cats, they're probably realizing right now that they just live a life of filth.
I don't think they do.
Well, apparently they do. Wait, sorry, I fucked that up. So yeah. So that was fun. That was a couple days ago. So RIP to
the unknown dog.
I was trying to give it a name. I was trying to think of what dog it looked like. Like what famous dog it looked like. It was kind of like you ever see Homeward Bound?
Oh. Really?
No, I was just trying to think of a
sad.
beloved dog movie. Beethoven, you ever see Beethoven?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It didn't look like Beethoven.
I was going to say that's a big ass dog to hit. It was a big dog?
No, it was like a medium-sized dog.
I really don't want to talk about this.
You asked. I just stared into its eyes. It saw into my soul.
Stop. All right.
But I got the package there. Rain, sleet, or shine. Rain, sleet, or shine.
Or dead dogs.
I got the package. Or dead dogs. I got the package there.
God.
That should be the title of the episode. Rain, sleet, shine, or dead dogs. We get the packages there.
Speaking of all this rain, hopefully our basement never floods again. Have you talked about how?
Yes.
The flood of 2020?
I don't remember what year it was, but yeah.
That's what we called it, because that's what the year was.
Yeah, no, I talked about the basement flooded.
Loss of inventory.
Yeah, I was just talking about the posters and... Oh my gosh, what is that static sound?
Oh my gosh.
Fuck, what is it? Where is it coming from?
Sounds like your side.
It's not... it's because...
Oh, is it the monitors?
It's the ring. There's more motion at the carport.
Is it the skunk?
Okay.
Is it these?
I don't know what it is. But I need this for... It shouldn't be. I just put it on airplane mode. But yeah, and I don't edit the podcast anymore. So if you fuck something up, I don't know what to tell you.
Whoops.
What?
Just saying whoops.
Oh.
Excuse me.
But anyway.
Since you don't.
And then I was going to talk about how Amazon fucked up because they sent me a tripod instead of the tripod. They sent me like supplements. I don't know how that happened.
Weird powder.
I forget what it was called.
Not that kind of powder.
But you take it back to Staples and they just take it. And they're like, they give you a coupon. They're like, if you want 15% off, you can use it right now. And Staples actually has a ton of shit. But I didn't feel like walking through there. So I didn't look.
No.
With a coupon somewhere.
I was going to say, you could probably buy something for your business.
I could, I guess.
Or supplies for children coloring.
I guess.
What?
No.
You said they have stuff. I was just saying what kind of stuff they had.
No, like they had like, I don't even know what type of stuff I was thinking of. But they just had more stuff than I thought that they would have. Because I'm like, I can't even believe that Staples is still open.
They have like snacks and stuff still. It's like really weird.
I think everybody has snacks. I don't know why everywhere needs to have snacks.
Because America's fat.
I guess. I'm sure people buy. I mean, I buy snacks sometimes. I'll be like, if I go at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I haven't eaten. I mean, I always buy Haribo bears. Whenever I see Haribo bears, if I haven't eaten and it's like 12 o'clock or like later in the afternoon, I'm buying the Haribo bears. And I can eat like the entire bag and not feel sleepy.
Good for you. Because you were fasting up until 12 and then you just shoved a bunch of sugar.
I know. I hate doing that, but it's just, you make such poor decisions when you're hungry. Especially if you go to the grocery store.
That is one reason fasting is not a good idea. At least.
It's only when I go to the grocery store.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that happens anytime I'm hungry at the grocery store. I make terrible decisions. I get those anytime I'm hungry. The Christmas sugar cookies, like the...
Oh, yeah. Those were gross.
They're not gross. They're so good. The bagged holiday cookies. But they're so full of air. They used to give you a full bag. Now they just give you a bag full of air, and they give you, like, such a tiny bag.
Chips are like that, too.
And you can't buy more than one, because then you look like a fat fuck. I told you about the lady at the grocery store the other day where she was like... I don't know what they were buying, but she was like... She was making a joke, and she was like, do you guys both have diabetes? I'm like, they probably do. That was a guy I told you I thought he was wearing scrubs, but he was wearing like bright blue sweatpants with cargo short pockets. Like anytime you're out in bright blue cargo pants, sweatpants, you're doing something right. And then the cashier asks you if you have diabetes because of the what you're purchasing. That's
kind of rude.
She didn't really have a filter. Then she was talking about my food. She was like, because I got the golden kiwis for the girls. And she's like, sun gold kiwis. I'm like, yeah, they're like sweeter. My kids like them. She's like, I've never heard of them.
She really wanted to say something about them.
Okay. But yeah, it was so funny. She's just like, do you guys have diabetes? I'm like, they probably do.
I mean, were they buying sugar-free things, or she was?
No, it was like she was joking. They were like laughing with her, and then she was like said that. I didn't see their reaction.
And she was saying you should have diabetes.
All I saw was a giant Stouffer's, like family-sized lasagna, and then a bunch of other shit, and like I don't know what it was.
So she was just being kind of bitchy.
No, I'm sure they did have something sugary and sweet. They looked like that was what because then I looked to see what they look like. And that's when I realized he wasn't a doctor. I was like, oh, this man is a fraud.
Not everyone that wears scrubs is a doctor.
I know, but I didn't think I thought he was a medical person. I just saw the bright blue pants. I was like, oh, these are scrubs. And then I realized that they were just like the lowest form of pajama pants you can wear. Is pajama pants with pockets. Cargo pockets. Worse
than dad pants.
Listen, I wear sweatpants everywhere, but you'll never catch me with sweatpants with cargo pockets. But anyway, that reminded me of the time that I went to Fred Meyer when we lived in Washington, and it was like the latest I'd ever gone there, because like in the morning it was kind of like, because the town was like divided with like you had like more affluent people like up towards like Union and that way. And then you had, like, the people that lived in the town of Shelton. Sorry, Shelton, Washington. But, like, so you had, like, you know, garbage people that lived there. So it was, like, a weird mix of people. But I went there, like, one time way late, like, right before they were closing. And there was this family of just absolute fucking whales, dude. Just morbidly obese. And they were buying, like...
Gallons of ice cream.
Gallons and gallons and gallons of ice cream. Like, they had 2 fucking shopping carts filled with ice cream. Like...
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and I don't think it was for a party. I think it was like... It was like 3 of them, and the kid was fat, too. It was like, oh my God, you fucking people are going to kill yourselves. And so... Yeah.
Remember when that guy followed you into Walmart?
I do. I was actually just thinking about that the other day because I don't think I've told that story on the podcast. But yeah, I was driving to that same Walmart.
Classy joint.
Yeah.
I mean, you're starting it with Walmart, so.
Yeah. And I was getting on the highway that had a yield sign. Or... No, it didn't. It's just a highway. You yield on the highway. So I was yielding to like the traffic because I was trying to get onto the highway. And so there was a dude in the lane that you're supposed to get over. Like, it's not like, I don't think it's technically the law.
Slow lane or the...
Yeah, they were in like the slow lane.
Yeah.
So like I was trying to get on the highway in that lane. And so this person wouldn't speed up. They wouldn't slow down. So I had to like gun it and like go in front of them.
Right.
Or it was going to cause an accident. So then they like were following me. So I get to Walmart and they like pull in like right beside me. So I'm like, oh, here we go. And this was before we had kids. And I just remember in my head, I was like, I don't want to get shot in front of a fucking Walmart. Like I kind of waited a minute trying to like let them to go in. I could see them kind of waiting. But I didn't also want to look like a pussy. So I just like got out immediately. Like, I didn't want to get out too fast because I don't want to make it seem like I was running into Walmart.
Right.
But I also didn't...
eager to fight.
Yeah. And so I just kind of got out and, like, was, like, acting like a space cadet. Like, I wasn't even sure what was going on. And the guy... and, like, the guy walked up to me. Like, not even walked up to me. Kind of, like, walked up to, like, the side of me. But I was, like, watching him out of my peripherals just in case he was, like, trying to do anything. And I remember I had a knife on me, I think. I grabbed a knife because I used to carry a knife in the car. Mm-hmm. And so I had a knife, like, just in case I had to stab this motherfucker. And I could hear him, like, whispering shit. He was like, you fucking...
Probably this crazy.
Like, fucking, you cut me off. Fucking, never fucking cut me off. I fucking... And, like, he was definitely talking to me. And part of me wanted to just... Yeah, but whispering... And, like, part of me just wanted to turn on.
Like, what? Crazy.
We'll just turn around and just be like, what? And just, like, just start a scene. But I just was like, you know what? Just fucking act like you don't even hear him.
Know who has mental health issues.
Well, no, I mean, like, 90% of the country does.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I mean, if I didn't have a kid on the way, I probably would have done that. But, like, I had a kid on the way, so I was like, oh, fuck, I'm just going to walk. So I just walked into the Walmart and, like, walked around. I don't even think I needed anything at the Walmart. I think I just like stopped there because I could tell he was kind of following me. Or maybe I did need to. Maybe I was looking for cards. I was probably looking for cards.
Probably.
But then I was just like, I walked around the store to get away from homeboy and then just walked right back out.
Yeah, that was weird.
Dipped out. Yeah.
Creeps.
Yeah. And yeah, it was he didn't know how to drive. That was the fucking worst part, was that he didn't know how to drive. It wasn't even me. Hold on. I'm going to pause this because I want to make another drink. Hold on. All right. It's been another 48 hours. No, I'm just kidding. It's just been like 2 minutes. I just made a drink. So, all right. We've got like 13 minutes left. Talked about the comic books. Oh, I picked up some free guitars.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I'm going to list those on
nice.
Marketplace. Yeah.
You gonna save the little one?
No, I don't think so.
We'll find another one.
Yeah, it's a little too big for her. And she still holds the smaller one.
Upside down?
All fucked up.
She likes it, though.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do them in a lot and just sell them. Because I don't even know if that Fender is real. It smells like a good guitar.
I didn't realize they had a smell.
Well, like
good wood.
Good wood, I guess. I don't know. If you smell like a shitty guitar and then like you can tell like what the quality of
plastic versus wood.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't have any like no stamps or anything like, and it looks just kind of janky. So I don't know. I think it might be a fake Fender, which is kind of weird. But then again, I have that Martin, like my guitar that I got from Guitar Center. That's fucked up. So who knows?
Right.
But it was free, so we'll see
what
happens. So I was gonna restring them, but I don't think I feel like doing that.
I mean, would they go more with strings?
Well, just to test them out.
Hmm.
But I don't have an amp or anything for the electric guitar. I haven't had an electric guitar since my Ibanez. The thing was cool. It was like gray. It was a badass guitar. It was gray. And like shaped all cool.
Hmm.
But I never really got into electric guitar. I need to get back into the guitar. It's just so frustrating every time I pull it out. It's so hard on my fingers. My little fingers hurt.
You gotta get some callus back.
I know. But then like, I don't know.
And then the girls will say you have rough fingers.
Yeah, well, I mean, my fingers are already fucked up from biting my fingernails, and in the winter they get so dry and like nasty from packing orders. Are you looking at my fingers right now? Stop.
No, you should do those little gloves with like lotion.
What?
Soften the cuticles, and they have like gloves that you could put in, like.
A masturbatory?
No.
Ew.
What's happening? Oh God, that was gross.
It's my podcast. I can do whatever I want.
I'll do
This is the roughly part.
No one's laughing.
No one's listening.
So why are we doing this? How many followers do you have?
I have no idea. I don't think it tells you how many. Well, I'm sure I could figure it out, but I haven't actually looked.
All right.
I think it matters more once I get to YouTube level, like once I put it on YouTube, maybe. Oh, really?
All right. So farted away.
That might have been the first time I farted on it.
I burped
But I'm
already.
usually not drinking on it, so. But I mean,
drinking makes you fart?
No. I mean, I don't. It's later in the night too. I don't usually fart more. I don't fart that much during the day. Since you've had me on the probiotics and stuff, you know. I was talking earlier about high fructose corn syrup, and I was like trying to say yeah, my wife was on it with corn syrup, and then I don't know why I was like, she likes carbs, but she doesn't like high fructose corn syrup, and I don't know why I equated the two, and then I it made me sound like I was shitting on you, but I wasn't trying to.
So you're calling me a carbaholic?
No, but
yeah, I get it.
I am a carbaholic, so like I can't have them around.
That is true.
I'll end up like that fat family with 2 fucking shopping carts.
Okay, so why do we have 2 things of ice cream in our fridge right now? Why?
Because I wanted Neapolitan ice cream.
Oh, so she essentially made you.
No, I told her to.
You're okay.
What? We don't eat ice cream all the time,
we
though.
can't keep ice cream in the house for a reason.
No, we can. I'm better with ice cream now.
A little bit.
We go through it in 2 days.
1 carton?
Yeah. Well, 1 carton will be. It's fine. We'll be fine.
Diabetes.
It's Tillamook. It doesn't have high fructose corn syrup.
No diabetes.
Well, high fructose corn syrup is what gives you diabetes, I think, right?
I mean, it's definitely worse than regular sugar and other sweeteners.
Like licking peanut butter off your teachers.
That was disgusting and disturbing.
I'll show you the video.
I don't think I want to see a video of that. No. So is that like a TikTok?
I don't know. It's probably AI. You can't even tell like what's AI and what's not anymore. Actually, you can. It's pretty easy to tell what's AI.
I'm not in the whole TikTok world, but
I'm not on TikTok either.
People.
But
it's just like making people lose common sense. I feel like.
I mean, I don't think that's true. I think it's
a lot. All those challenges.
They've always done challenges. They had challenges on Vine, which is the same shit. They've always had challenges and shit.
I guess that frat boy did die from like chugging water.
I'm not on TikTok, but
milk.
I've heard
What was it?
that like there's been like more violent stuff on there, which is weird. Like they like seeing more like a like cartel TikTok.
Oh.
And like there's like war TikTok but I don't know, I'm not on TikTok. I don't have time. If I was on, I would be on there all day, just like.
Remember when you
I go on Twitter. Well, yeah, when it first came out, if I had done it, yeah, there's one that's on there. Imagine that TikTok blows up. I go on, I've got like 1 billion. I'm like, holy shit, I've got a bunch of money waiting for me. They're like, you were an OG. You put this up when it first came out. I really did. I was like on there when it first came out, and then I was afraid that China was going to steal my shit. But then I'm like, the U.S. is already stealing all my shit. So what do I give a fuck if China's
selling
my
it
shit?
to third
selling it back to China.
Yeah.
Just give it directly to China. So, but I don't know. I'm not good with making TikToks. And I think when it first came out, it was mostly like the kids dancing and shit. Like I wasn't going to do a dance.
Right.
So I'll just do podcasts for free for like 10 years until
somebody listens.
Until finally somebody listens. No, I think I've got to have at least one of the better reselling podcasts. You know what I mean? Like that talks about reselling.
Right.
Somewhat.
Right. We did steer a little bit.
Roughly. Well, yeah, I mean, you're not usually on it. And I did do this podcast already, so I mean, I had to redo it. This is the second time I've done this fucking podcast.
Right.
So I didn't have to do this, okay? I could have just skipped it.
I got it.
But I did it for maybe the one listener who might listen. I'm always curious who like listens.
Shout out.
I don't want to talk to you. Sorry.
Don't shut up.
I apologize. And I don't know what shout out means. She's not great with, she's a little bit older than me, so she's not great with the slang.
Shut up.
And then I think the last thing I had to get through was the estate sale with the Lego. And that was, oh yeah. So I went there. I think I told you a little bit about it. But I went there and they had like, so she had posted it. I guess it was on like one of the websites, the estate sale websites. But I didn't see it on there. I saw it on like a yard sale website. And there wasn't like special instructions or anything. It just said that the sale started at 9 a.m. So when I got there was a sign on the door that said, oh, fuck, I forgot. I want to remember this. Remind me about... Oh, never mind. I already talked about that. I'm so fucking retarded. Such an idiot. I already talked about that. Anyway, what was I talking about?
Legos. Sign up on the
door. Yeah, so there's a sign on the door, and it says, call such and such, whoever the lady was who was doing the estate sale. Oh, no, sorry. Text the lady to get an appointment for early entry. Otherwise, come back around 10 a.m. and you should be able to get right in. I'm like, there's no way I'm coming back at 10 a.m. Like, the ad. So I pulled up the ad on my phone. I'm like, okay, it says 9 a.m. And like, you know how, well, this happens with me all the time. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, already starting to be like, oh fuck, I gotta like get into it with this lady. Yeah. So I'm like, what's gonna happen? How's this gonna go? Because technically these people did go by like the way like, you know, they were told to, but like at the same time, I'm going by the ad that I saw that said 9 a.m. Like, right. I'm not fucking, there was no sign up sheet when I got there. Like I texted the number when I got there, but
right.
So I just stood right where I was. I was like right at the front. So the lady finally comes out like at 9 and she's like, so we have a sign up sheet, blah, 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 people who texted, but you're all going to get in. So it's like, all right, good. I don't have to at least get into it with her. So she calls up like 5 people that were on the list and lets them like go to the front and then just like lets everybody in at the same time. So it was really, really random. So I like,
so it didn't matter if
I guess it didn't matter. Yeah. So I just got right in. And then, what did I get there? I got Got the Lego, but what else did I get? Oh, there was like, so I'm walking around, I'm not finding anything. Like I see other people that look like resellers, and then finally I find like one of those 3-tier bins, like the cloth drawers. And so the second drawer has already been taken out, but the first drawer has like toys. So there was like old like cars. There was probably a third bin with something in it. Somebody must have taken them, but I dug through that bin a little bit and found like old G.I. Joe toys. So those were
that's
like
where you
worth
got
it.
those. Okay.
Yeah, and then I found Lego in the garage. The house was all over the place. They were so unorganized. And so there was like a bin of Lego that I started looking through. So I was like, I'll take this. And then this other guy.
One where you beat. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, this other guy was like, what did he say? He was like, oh, is that Lego? I said, yeah, whatever. He's like, oh. And so then I saw he was making his way. Like, I don't think he saw it. He was just kind of heading that general direction. That there was another bin full of Lego shit. And so I grabbed that. I had to like run all the way. I didn't run, but I like kind of hoofed it around the table the other way. Because I would have had to go like by him. And so I just like made it over there and grabbed the other bin. And so, yeah, I thought I overpaid at the time, but I'll do all right. But it's just fucking... I've talked on the podcast before about how much I hate Lego. It's such a fucking pain in the ass.
Well, right. We've separated them before. And
I started doing that with this just because I need to, like, the only way to figure out what's what is to put it together. So, like, I don't know if it's complete. I might just do it in a big lot. But...
yeah, that's a pain. You either have to buy it set up already to really know then.
Well, if it's just a bunch mixed in, but when there's so much, like this one has so many of the main pieces to this set, like it's like almost worth it to do it because it's like 200 to 250, I think, complete. But if I'm missing one of the figures, which I think I might be missing one figure, then it just kind of doesn't matter. So I might just sell it all together. We'll see. Ready to have a yard sale, though. I thought about just doing it this weekend.
I was going to say we don't have anything going on, but it's going to be raining, isn't it?
Not Saturday. It just would take me all day, and then I'm like... well, actually, I don't know how long it would take me. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, that's an hour. I did it 2 times. I don't know which one was better. This one at least didn't have the fucking baby monitor playing in the background. Like, I made a joke because I did like another intro that didn't make it into the podcast, obviously. But I was like, oh, it'd be like I'm telling a bedtime story. This is just like the music playing in the background, but... anyway.
Well, this one was obviously better because I was in it.
It wasn't your best podcast, though.
Thanks.
But you didn't look completely dumb.
Thanks.
Sound completely dumb.
Fuck off.
All right, let's go eat some ice cream.